Non-attachment is a concept that has long been an important part of many spiritual traditions, including Buddhism, Taoism, and Hinduism. At its core, non-attachment refers to the practice of letting go of our attachment to things that are impermanent, such as material possessions, relationships, and even our own sense of self. While this concept may seem counterintuitive at first, it can actually be a powerful tool for finding greater peace and fulfillment in our lives. The purpose of non-attachment in life is to help us break free from the cycle of suffering that arises from attachment to things that are ultimately impermanent. According to Buddhist teachings, all things in life are transient and fleeting, and nothing is permanent or enduring. This includes not only physical objects and experiences but also our thoughts, emotions, and relationships. By recognizing the impermanence of all things, Buddhists believe that we can gain a greater sense of perspective and a deeper appreciation for the present moment. At the same time, however, Buddhists also recognize that our attachment to these impermanent things is what often leads to suffering. When we become overly attached to material possessions or relationships, for example, we may feel a sense of anxiety or fear when these things are threatened or taken away from us. Similarly, when we become too attached to our own sense of self, we may feel a sense of insecurity or defensiveness when our beliefs or identity are challenged. By practicing non-attachment, Buddhists believe that we can free ourselves from these cycles of suffering and find greater peace and contentment in the present moment. Instead of clinging to things that are impermanent, we learn to let go and embrace the uncertainty and impermanence of life. This doesn't mean that we should become indifferent or uncaring, but rather we should learn to appreciate and enjoy the present moment without becoming overly attached to it. One of the key practices of non-attachment is meditation, which is seen as a powerful tool for cultivating mindfulness and awareness. Through meditation, we learn to quiet the mind and focus our attention on the present moment, allowing us to become more fully immersed in our experiences and to let go of distractions and worries about the future or the past. By cultivating this kind of mindfulness and awareness, we can begin to see our attachment to things more clearly and to let go of those attachments in a healthy and constructive way. Another important aspect of non-attachment is the concept of compassion and empathy towards others. By recognizing the inherent interconnectedness of all beings, we can cultivate a deeper sense of compassion and empathy for others, and that this in turn can help to alleviate suffering and promote a greater sense of well-being for all. When we let go of our attachment to our own wants and desires, we become more open and receptive to the needs and feelings of others. And this can help us to build deeper and more meaningful relationships with those around us. Non-attachment also helps us to cultivate a sense of inner peace and contentment that is not dependent on external circumstances. When we are able to let go of our attachment to things like wealth, status, or material possessions, we can find a deeper sense of fulfillment and meaning in our lives. Instead of constantly striving for more and more, we can learn to appreciate what we have and to find joy and contentment in the present moment. Of course, cultivating non-attachment is not always easy, and it can take time and practice to develop this kind of mindset. It can be difficult to let go of our attachment to things that we have long identified with or that have brought us comfort and security in the past. However, by cultivating mindfulness, compassion, and a deeper understanding of the impermanence of all things, we can begin to loosen our grip on these attachments and find greater peace and contentment in our lives. Ultimately, the purpose of non-attachment is not to detach ourselves from the world or to become indifferent to the needs of others. Rather, it is about finding a more balanced and harmonious way of being in the world, one that recognizes the impermanence of all things while still embracing the richness and complexity of life. By practicing non-attachment, we can learn to let go of our fears and anxieties and to live more fully and authentically with greater compassion, mindfulness, and inner peace. I hope you learn. Om Namah Shivaya.